So we took every piece of garbage out of Pat's car, which if you've ever seen his car, there's a lot. Dunkin' Donuts cups, water bottles, all kinds of stuff, and we proceeded to cover his car in it. And we did not see him at that night's pasta dinner because he was too angry to look at us. And knowing him, that's a big deal because he loves to eat. This is our Canes page. This was our pass rushing unit. I rarely got in on this, but when I did, I always made it memorable. But we have me, Brian, and is that Glidden? Pat? No, top, bottom left. All right, and Glidden. This is the Lakewood game. We have our photo after the varsity banquet, and our shirts that our coaches so generously made for us for one of the games.
Oh, you can see it.
Wait, off the Drake picture. This is our seniors page.
Wait, is that after?
You need to get closer to this Drake picture. But yeah,
the Andre picture.
The Andre picture?
Andre, you can't really see it, but he's in a Cowboys hat and this like leather jacket that I think's a girl's jacket, and his pose is like it's very awkward. If you can see the picture more clearly, it's very funny.
Yeah.
I'm not showing that.
That's basically it. Coach Sean Henry.
We had to go easy on him.
He demanded we did not go too hard on him. That sounded weird, but here's our lookalikes page.
What?
Pull it back.
Yeah, pull it back. There's me. There's me and
I'm gonna pull that. Alright, if you want me to go through each one? Yeah. Alright. This is Coach Canary, and if you've ever seen Revenge of the Nerds, Ogre. And we actually, I can't take credit for this one because I think in college, was it Nebraska? Nebraska, when Maine played Nebraska, I'm sure they did really well.
He claims he played against Indomitian Sioux, but he was redshirted that year.
And they do lookalikes for the other team's linemen, and they picked over for Canary. We had to do another Canary lookalike, of course, Porky Pig. Next, we'll go to. It's ironic when you spend a lot of time with someone, you almost start to look like them, I guess we could say. And it's Coach Henry's best friend, Rob Davis, the head coach of Dominican. They look exactly alike. And Kurt, next to a player, Tank. What's his name? Tank Rogers from Manchester. This is me. Canary always said that I was like Rex from Toy Story. And in my helmet that I looked like Lord Helmet from Spaceballs. Never saw it. This is Coach Hurden, and his profession's a mall cop. And not a wall cop, a mall cop. And he also looks like Harlan Williams, who's an actor. Coach Salento and LJ Clark, head coach. This is Zuna and a zombie. This is the best one. Schwartz and Newman from Science. Canary came up with this one. CJ Griffin, Oscar the Grouch. Coach Mack and John Gruden. And, of course, Coach Dave Johnson and Dr. Evil. All right.
This is our miscellaneous page. We have a young Mr. Brady, his senior photo. We have David Scott Greenwald. Is he here today? I don't see him. He's taking pictures in the corner, but he's our team cameraman. I guess you could call him that. We have our band director, Mr. Visco. A young Coach Orrock. He left. He left us to go to Rumson. Canary's still upset. We have Rusty Miller saluting the flag during the national anthem. We have our was he our manager? We have Thor, our manager. And who else do we have? Oh yeah, we have TS, of course. Mid TJ. That's my foot, if you were wondering. And Mac and Son and Solentos and young Solento. This is another random page. It's me with a shirt off with a chain around my neck while working out. Canary and Pat, they were best buds, as they are. We have Canary at a senior prom. Is that Canary as a freshman at the bottom? Yeah. We have a freshman Canary, and then we have Canary as a senior and Coach Orrock with Coach Cal at a photo shoot. And we have Henry during coaching. He's got his headset on. He's getting yelled at by Mac, I think. And then we have Solento with his Hurley hat that he never took off. And our trailer that Mr. Johnson spray painted. We still don't know why he did that. And that's we have the back of the clothes.
Oh, his quotes.
And our back page is famous quotes. Only we would understand this, I guess. You want to do the we're gonna freaking gash him? We're gonna freaking gash him.
We're gonna freaking gash him. We're not gonna read them all, but if you want to read them, there's
read them all.
All right. Coach Mack, after a good play, would always be like, "That's a word." And I remember there was one Monday where Canary was probably yelling at me for something, and I went back to the huddle, and Kyle was like, "Did you hear that? That's away by Mac?" And I missed it, and I heard it was the best one of the year, and I was like, I didn't know whether to shake his hand or milk him. That's another Coach Mack one. After a practice one day, or after running one day, we went up for a film session, and of course, Coach Mack, he doesn't teach in Point Borough, so he doesn't really know his way around the halls to get to Coach Henry's room in the nook of the high school in the top corner. So Schwartz went down to help him, but Schwartz had his shirt off. To surprise Coach Mack and to show him up. So Coach Mack comes busting through the door, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know whether to shake his hand or milk him." If you're not a defensive lineman, you probably didn't talk to Herman very much. You probably only heard him say, "Get hands on." It's just what you do when you come out of your stance as a defensive lineman. Put him in the league. This is actually an interesting one. Coach Canary said this, and it's like if he's good enough and he makes a play, put him in the league in certain situations. And I actually remember one time after halftime of the Asbury Park game, there's this kid. I was supposed to scoop block. I didn't really do that, I guess. He also said that I've never blocked a soul in my life. But I was going, and the defensive end would come backside and he was like, "Stop in the mesh in the backfield." And I came off, and I was like, "Do you want me to go back and block him, or at least attempt to block him?" in Canary's mind. But he told me to no, just put him in the lead. So I guess that was a good halftime adjustment. I wish it could have worked a little bit better. Coach hit the nail on the head. That's the intro to every one of Coach Henry's speeches. And after another coach's talk. And again. And again. This one goes all the way back to freshman year. Coach Solento, making us better men. He told us that we had to self-police ourselves, and I don't really think we ever knew what that meant. But he said it a lot. So. Coach Mack, you got to kick slide, chicken whack. And that's a great way to pass protect, or punt, right? Punt block. Who the F still uses a chalkboard? Before Central, I think was it pregame or Central pregame. Coach Mack was trying to get us fired up. And Central, if you've ever been in their old gymnasium, it's not very good. It's old, and they gave us this little chalkboard, like smaller than this by far, and I don't even think they gave us chalk. There was like an expo board. And, Coach Mack was pretty mad, and he punched the chalkboard and then proceeded to throw the marker at Prout, who was standing in the bleachers. That was a good one. I'm going to say that. I'm going to touch on that one a little later. Coach J, his famous quote that I remember personally is, "Sophomores!" Which would be any time that, the bus needed to be loaded before games or stuff needed to be put away. It was always, "Sophomores!" Coach Herden, when he first came here, we didn't really know who he was. Like, he was never formally introduced.
Coach SMU.
He had a hat, an SMU hat, Southern Methodist, and we just called him Coach SMU for like the first month and a half because we didn't really know him. And I think Schwartz's first experience with Coach was, it was after a drill and we were going to get water, and Herden's walking behind Schwartz, and Schwartz just hears this whisper in his ear, and it's, "Ethan, I'm behind you. You're not running." This was pregame. We were in the locker room, and we were just kind of talking before. I think it was a morning game. It might have been Lakewood. And Coach Mack was walking by, and he's like, "Gentlemen, how are you?" And we were talking about Tim Brown and whether he was a Heisman winner. And Coach Mack knows a good deal about football, so we're like, "Hey, Coach Mack, did Tim Brown ever win the Heisman?" And he's just like, "Sure did." Just kept walking. These are a couple of Detective Russell Miller's famous quotes. He would always get really close to you and just be like, "That's bullshit, baby." He would get really mad and just like all up in your face. And he would always point to the water tower and ask if we drank from that water tower. I guess that meant that we were Point Borough kids, and he was questioning us as Point Borough kids. And then, it's the last one, "Hey, Slim. I'm not Slim by any means." Coach Slim has addressed me as Slim over like 3,000 times. All right, those are all the quotes. Huh? Oh, I'll come back to that later. Yeah. Patrick, speak yourself.